Do you really need a course platform? That's the question that I've been getting a lot lately, and one that I've been thinking about myself as I look at my tech stack going into this next year. Depending on the type of content that you're looking to protect and to sell, you may not need one of these bigger and often more bloated and more complicated to both set up and use course platforms. Instead, you can use something simpler, something that provides a login experience, a sales experience, and a registration experience, but then focuses more on protecting content rather than providing a learning environment or like a learning management system, something like a Thrive Apprentice, which I highly recommend for those that want a full-blown course platform. However, it's not right for everybody. So the focus of this video is going to be on providing a simpler setup, something that protects content, allows you to sell it, allows your users to log in and to access videos much in the same way that they would if they were looking to take a course. And in fact, you really can use this for a course, but you can also use it for things that are much simpler and it's much easier to manage. So let's dive in and get started. So our tech stack is going to be very simple. We're going to use SureMembers that protects our content. We're going to use SureCart that sells access or gives access to the member access groups in SureMembers. We're going to use Presto Player to make some neat video playlists, which can be used for courses and things like that. And from there, you can really use any theme or page builder that you want. In this particular video, I'm going to use Astra and Spectra, something that I've been playing around with and really enjoy lately. So pretty easy to dive into. Let's get started with this. I've gone ahead and added all the plugins already, so I have SureMembers here, and that's really where I want to get started. So when setting up our membership, usually we have these really complex and bloated tools. And I say that and then it sounds like a negative. It's usually not, right? Something like Thrive Apprentice is, I wouldn't call it bloated, but there's a lot of steps to set up that learning platform. Something like SureMembers, when you go to SureMembers, you go to the upper right-hand corner. It's a very little icon. It looks like they look like little faders on an audio device. But if we click on that, that's going to bring up our settings. And in here, we can go through these different sections. I'm going to only go through the ones that I think really matter. SureMembers gives you all of the settings that you need to effectively manage something that you're trying to protect on a WordPress site. So first thing under admin settings, you want to decline admin access, meaning you don't want people to access your admin area if they belong to certain user roles. You may decide to add more user roles in the future. Just come back in here and add them. You can see I'm blocking subscriber and members from being able to access. If I create a course user role, I'll want to come back in and add that as well. And SureMembers lets you create those user roles. Here under create user roles, you can create a new one. So if you created a course, you can create a user role that matches your course. You type it in, create it, it appears here. You can edit and delete those user roles if you wish. Under redirection rules, here's where we handle the very simple login and logout redirection. So for example, if you had a membership dashboard and somebody logs in on your website and you want them to auto redirect to the membership dashboard, you'd use that right here. We have the login customizer. I've gone ahead and made a few tweaks to this. You can customize that login URL. So for example, instead of it being /wp-admin or wp login, you can do something like /login. That's something that's really easy to remember and link to in the future. And if they're not an admin, they're going to get redirected to a place like your dashboard or your course platform or wherever you want them to go. And if they do try to access WP-admin or WP login, you can choose whether to give them a 404 page or simply redirect them somewhere else, perhaps to the new login page. SureMembers takes care of all those redirects for you. You just simply customize it. Here we can set our brand colors and then we can set our logo, little things like that. I'm going to maybe say, I'll make the same link color there. And then I'll add a logo. I uploaded my custom logo, my logo width. Maybe I'll make the background white, and then we can click Save Settings. Now let's take a look at what this looks like on the front end. So with just a couple of little tweaks and toggles, I was able to make this still generally look like your traditional WordPress login, but really your members won't care what this looks like. This looks, I think, pretty good. And of course, there are other options like enabling a background image where you can further tweak and design this. And also, you don't have to use this login form, by the way. If you have another plugin that you like to use to customize it, maybe you're using something like the Thrive Suite and you like to use their customizer, which gives you a little bit more control, go ahead, use that. That's totally fine. This is optional. But if you're looking to go lightweight and super streamlined, this is how easy it is to just get up and started. And then there's a really neat feature called login restrictions. I won't go too deep into this, but you can basically disable people's ability to log in multiple times from different locations to kind of eliminate a little bit of that password sharing. Little features like that I think are neat. text labels, etc. You can dive in through all of that, but we're going to move on to access groups and starting to use this plugin and setting it up for our course membership or what we're trying to protect. So by default, when you click SureMembers on the left-hand side in WordPress, you see what's called access groups. Access groups are just simply groups that get access to something. And they can get access in two ways. They can get access by purchasing something through ShCart and using that integration that grants access to the access group. I'm saying access a lot, and I kind of feel like it. Or you can use user roles and sync user roles, which you can give access to a user role using a million different methods. And that user role gets synced to that access group. And as long as they have the user role, they can access what's in the access group. So let's go ahead and create a new one for our setup here. And I'm doing this slightly out of order, but I like doing it out of order like this because the next step would be to protect content, which we haven't really created yet. That's okay. We're going to come back to this. I just like to set this part up first because in my brain, it just feels right going this direction. So we're going to leave that alone. If I had downloads that I wanted to add to this protected group, I could click Add Downloads. Now I can upload a file into this access group. I uploaded my course document private. I'll click Choose. And now this document is protected inside of this membership access group, and only somebody within it is able to download it and access it. And if you wanted to copy a link to this download in order to place it within like a course or inside of like a membership page or a download page, you'd simply click Copy Link, copies it to your clipboard, and you can add it to a button. So this would be a really good way to, let's say you had a particular lead magnet, or maybe you offered a workshop and you could say, purchase this workshop, it's $49. And it comes with these 3 videos and these 4 PDFs. You could add the PDFs here, add them on the page, and this would be the way to protect them. Now on the right-hand side of our setup here, we can choose what happens if you have unauthorized access. You can redirect the user, you can send them somewhere. This is like a great way to send them to a sales page, or you can simply show a message and you could say in content, which is a nice way of framing it within whatever your page template is. And then from here, you can say this is private for members only. Maybe we'll try that and say, this is for members only. And then you can choose some button text like become a member. And then you can link people off to your sales page. So we could say something like, maybe we'll link them off to our membership page. And then we can enable a login button in case someone had bookmarked this page and they wanted to come back to it and their browser had logged them out. You could simply give them a login button. They could get back in. Something that I like about SureMembers is they have access group expiration. So you could maybe say you get access to this workshop for 90 days. You can give it a relative date, like 90 days later, or a specific date. Maybe this is something you only run around the holidays, and you would say, I want this to be from November 1 to December 31st. Now, remember I mentioned that one of the ways you can give access to a SureMembers access group is by syncing a user role. So if they belong to a user role on your site, they are given access to this access group automatically, which means you can sell and give access to these access groups in different ways. This is where you do that. So under the user role sync, actually, let me remove myself here. Here you can select a user role. So you can see I have a bunch of user roles on my website. I would say maybe it goes to the members role. If they're in the members user role, they have access to this access group. For this setup, we're not going to do this. I'm going to show you how to use ShCart instead. So we'll leave that blank. And then under priority, this means if you have multiple user groups and one user group gives access to content that is in another user group, you have to decide which of the user groups takes priority. So if they're in one that doesn't give access and they're in one that does, give the one that does higher priority. For now, we're good to go on this access group. Remember, we have not protected any content yet because we still need to make that. Now it's time to make a page on our website where we can put that content that the user just got access to. So let's add a new page, and I'm going to make this a very simple one-page setup. We're going to say that it's our workshop or something like that. Maybe it's like a 3-video workshop. So we'll just call it our workshop. That's the name of our page. And then let's add onto our page the things that we're looking to protect. And at this part, you can use any page builder you want. Make this page however you like. I'm using the Astra theme and the Spectra block builder. And for our videos, I'm going to use Presto Player and Bunny Stream. Just real quick, I have videos here on my channel all about Presto Player and Bunny Stream, all of those things. You can go check those out on my channel. I'll put a couple links down below in the description to some helpful videos where you can continue your journey if you're interested in those tools. But don't let that take away from what I'm showing here. You can kind of get a gist for how this works using this particular tech stack. So I'll go ahead and add a Presto Player block. I'll type Presto, and we're going to add a Presto playlist. And the playlist is kind of what makes this a little magical in the sense that it creates a workshop, a multi-part workshop, all on one page where the user can check out different videos. And I have a video on my channel about how to do this with the short code, which is how you'll want to do it if you're using like a page builder that doesn't support Presto Player natively. But if you're using Spectra or Astra like this with the WordPress block builder, very easy to do. So we're going to add a new video into our library. We'll call this workshop video 1. Click create. And you can see our playlist is starting to take shape. I'm going to add a video for this. I'm going to choose BunnyNet. Okay, now we click add select video stream. This is going to open up our Bunny stream. You can upload your videos directly through the Bunny interface or through here. I've already uploaded one. I'll click choose. This will be our little demo video that we use. And a couple things we can change. I've gone ahead and tweaked the colors. To do that, you can select your playlist and then on the right-hand side, go to styles. And if you're having a hard time like selecting different pieces, I love the list view here on the left-hand side. If you select the list view, you can see we have our playlist and then we have the different components. We have the preview of the video and then that changes options on the right, and playlist here that changes options on the right-hand side of the playlist, and then also on the right-hand side of our block editor here, we have some options. There's this styles section here on the right that we can change. I changed the highlight color from Presto Purple over to my brand colors, and then my video here automatically inherited my brand coloring that I set up for Presto Player. But if you wanted to make some tweaks to your branding colors, you can select the video, scroll down, and you'll find Global Player Branding, and you can change your Global Player Branding here. Bear in mind, this is global, so it'll change everywhere. And once you have your branding set, you can also go to the presets and you can add a new preset using this button here. And when you do that, it's going to open up the Presto preset branding. You can choose things like different players. That one looks a little corporate. There's the stacked, there's the basic. I tend to like the basic, so maybe I'll create a preset and call it basic. Click create preset. And again, I have a whole video on all about this on the channel as well. But there we go. Let's say that I was happy with my video, or again, I wanted to swap over to one of these. I could. We can also change the wording here. So for example, I can select my playlist and the playlist title. If I didn't want it to be called playlist, I could say things like workshop videos. And then instead of video, I could say one session. Maybe it was a multi-session thing. And these are the replays that I'm selling. And then you can change all these words from video, videos, how long it takes to transition between different videos. You might want to do 5 seconds or 10 seconds, etc. One of the amazing things about combining Presto Player with SureMembers is the ability to restrict access to this block to only those in an access group. So on the right-hand side here, we can choose to restrict this block and show it only when a user is in our access group, Doug's course or the workshop or whatever. So although we're going to technically protect this entire page, let's say that you put this playlist on a page that was public and you could place it in a certain section and say replay is available for members only, and then essentially show this if the user is in the membership or the workshop or the course, and show something else if they're not. And that's what you would use this is not in block. And you would create something that says you're not currently a member, click here. And so you'd have like 2 blocks here and just one would show depending on their status. Now I want to add a couple more videos here. So we'll add another one. We'll select a new video and we'll call this workshop video 2. Click create. And then we'll select the same thing. I'm just going to select the same video because it's the only one I have in my demo account here. Just select it again. And then I'll add one more. And you can see it's saving them here, which is cool because I could reuse those. And now I have workshop video 1, 2, and 3. And if I, for example, failed to capitalize this V in video, I could simply highlight it and fix it right here, and it'll save those settings. Pretty cool stuff. Now, just like I was able to select each of these individual components, I can also select these individual video sections here, and each of these individual blocks can be restricted as well. So perhaps you are giving the first 2 for free, but this third one is restricted. And again, I can go BunnyNet here, add video, add this one. Perhaps this third video is a bonus video and they had to have purchased a bonus piece of access or something. You can select this particular video and make this video restricted and only be visible if they were in an access group membership. So we've layered in different membership groups even within a playlist. I will probably make an entire video all about this because I think there's so much complexity here that we can really add on to it. And again, there's so much more customization that you can do with the player here. You can select it, go back to styling, change things like text and background and border colors and border thickness. And you can really do a ton of stuff that's really neat. I won't go into all those in this video, but there's the options if you want to play with them. We can swap between our different videos and people can watch them and they automatically play. So that's cool. We could leave it like that, or we could add more to the page. And with just a little bit of effort, you can create an entire page here that represents a workshop that you've sold access to with videos that are in a playlist, customizable, maybe with some images and some graphics and some download links for people to download the documents that you uploaded into that access group. Okay, so our page is built. We've got our player in there in Presto Player that is playing videos from Bunny Stream. They are protected in the access group. We've got our downloads added to the page. They're going to be protected in the access group. And now it's time to connect the page we just created with the access group we created previously. And if you didn't pick up on it, remember how I said my brain kind of thinks of things in a different order? I liked creating that access group first because then I had something to play with in the block editor in those restrict block setting sections. So just a little trick that I've picked up building these pages. I like going in this order, and I don't mind now going back to add this page into that access group. So let's do that. Back inside of SureMembers, let's go ahead and go back to Doug's course. Let's edit that. And now let's protect the content, our specific pages and posts. Let's search for one. We called it workshop. There it is. Let's select our workshop. And now our workshop is protected. And here's where we add more downloads if we decided to add more downloads. And then we save our access group. Now it's time to sell access to our access group, and we can do that with, honestly, there's many tools you can use. I'm going to show you how to use ShCart, which is made by the same people that make SureMembers. The two together make for a very, very simple and streamlined yet very robust integration that'll allow you to have like a customer dashboard hub as well as checkout pages, things like that that you can link to from your sales pages. But I want you to know you can use any tool that can connect into SureMembers, which you can use something like SureTriggers to do, which we'll go over in other videos. But let's dive in now and take a look at the SureCart integration because I think it's the best. Now, I'm not going to go over all of the SureCart settings. There's a lot of them. I have other videos on my channel. I have a whole course on SureCart that you can check out if you're interested. What I'm going to do is focus on the big picture of SureCart's integration. To get started, we're going to add a new product and we're going to match it with our access group. So I'll just call this Doug's course, or we could call it workshop or whatever we want to do. There's our product. We'll click create. If you're going to use the instant checkouts or the product pages that are built in with SureCart, you're going to want to enter in a description here. If you're using a page builder like Thrive Architect, for example, these are not really compatible with that page builder. However, in this example, we're using Spectra and Astra, so they are very compatible. So we can enter in a short description. Once we have our description done, we can add an image into our SureCart library. We can either click here to add it from a URL, or we can click and upload image to SureCart. The key to remember about SureCart is that it is headless, meaning that all of this is accessible on any website that you connect it to. So we'll just drag in an image here. There we go, and we'll set a price for our product. If you were setting up a subscription, like an ongoing membership, you'd want to change this to subscription, or if you're just selling like a workshop, like I am right here, I'll just choose one time. I'll set the price, pretend it's $49. Let's say it's on sale down from $99, and then we'll click create price. And you saw there we did not necessarily need to give our price a name. And then we can add more prices if we wanted to. That's what you would do if you had like annual, monthly type memberships or stuff like that. We don't need to track our inventory or quantity or variance. It's a digital product. However, down here where it says integrations, this is where the magic happens between SureCart and SureMembers. We're going to add an integration, and from this list, we're going to check SureMembers. Then we're going to select an access group that the user gets added to when they purchase this product. That's Doug's course. We'll click Add Integration. And if you wish, you can add downloads here as well into the actual product in SureCart instead of inside of your membership. One of the reasons I really love the downloads feature here is because they get stored in the SureCart cloud versus the SureMembers stores them on your own server. I like this method better because if you click Add Download, you can add some really good secure external storage. I really love to use this for my own products, so I would recommend this. We don't need licensing or any SEO stuff for this product. And then if we scroll back up here, shipping's not an issue. We're using a digital. We're not going to do tax, and we're not going to use collections, which are like groups of products. However, I do want to use the instant checkout page because This streamlines our implementation. So up here in the upper right, we have our instant checkout. We can choose to publish it. We can choose whether or not we want it in test mode. We can show the store logo, which we might want to say should be 225 pixels, show product image, etc. And then let's save our product, and then we'll go back here to instant checkout and click view. And by default, they gave us a pretty nice looking checkout page. It has our image that we put there, our product name, the price, and the description. And so if you wanted to just link to this checkout page, super easy to do. If I just jump back here real quick, you can see if I go to instant checkout, there's this little link. I just click on that and I'm good to go. Alternatively, if I were building this in the SureCart product pages, which utilizes your theme, I would go right here to the URL slug, click on my course, maybe change the slug to make it what I want, and then click on the view product link here, and this is going to inherit your theme. So it's going to inherit how your theme handles this particular template. It's going to handle the header. It's going to pull in everything together. My particular favorite implementation in a setup like this is to use the instant checkout. The templates for the product pages are pretty good. And if you want to create your own templates, you can always click here to add a template, manage the template parts, and build out your template using like Astra and Spectra as blocks. And it's pretty good. However, I like just using this method because it's pretty streamlined and gets you up and running pretty quick. Okay, so we have our workshop page and we set up our access groups in SureMembers and we set up our product in SureCart. Now I just want to quickly show you how you can use SureCart's customer dashboard setup so that you can give your customers a place to go to see what they've purchased, maybe to access their downloads and things like that. If you go on the left-hand side to SureCart and at the bottom here, by default, these are turned on. If they're not turned on, you can always go to pages and find the customer dashboard. But there's a section called customer area. If I click on that, it's going to bring up this default dashboard page. And from here, if you like, there's a couple options that you have. You can, on the right-hand side under template, I like to recommend choosing the SureCart customer dashboard for a setup like this. And it looks something like this once it loads up. It has a nice left sidebar where people can click on these different things and they can see what active subscriptions they have. They can get their downloads, they can get their orders. On the bottom left here, they have an account section and they have the ability to go back to the home page or to the whatever page you set as the dashboard page. And then when they click on their account, you can see they can update all of their information here. Very simple, very easy to use. And options for that template are here back on the customer area page under this section called template options. You can show things like billing details, downloads plans, and things like that. If under template you choose default template and then come back to our template, you can see what happens is it puts it inside of your theme. So now you'll notice that we have that header piece. If I go to dashboard, the page loads like this, and you're going to need to create your own dashboard within your theme or your page builder that utilizes this particular page that was created by SureCart in order for you to have it look more than just like an empty section here, although this doesn't look terrible. If you are interested in using it in your theme, I have a couple videos on this, one that showcases how to bring back the tabbed dashboard for this section, and then another one that shows how to build it within something like Thrive Architect and Thrive Theme Builder and Thrive Apprentice to make it look really custom for if you're using it with another tool. But for our implementation here with SureMembers, I really think that the SureCart customer dashboard is your best option because it gives you something that's pretty streamlined like this. And then with your workshop page and your customer area, customer dashboard page done, all you have to do is link those either in your navigation or on another dashboard page that maybe you've custom built, link people where they need to go. The protections are in place. The customer account dashboard is pretty self-explanatory, and you're good to go. So I hope that quick look at how you can deploy SureMembers, honestly, not much time at all, shows you why you may want to consider using something like that for workshops and lead magnets, maybe more robust lead magnets that are like videos and multiple downloads where you want to give people a protected little hub, but you want to make sure that they have to log in first. SureMembers is a great solution for that. But also, really, if you saw what we were setting up there with Presto Player and BunnyNet, SureMembers does a great job with courses as well. And I know they have been pretty open about the fact that SureMembers may eventually include a course component to it. They may eventually add like a course section in SureMembers. But for right now, using Presto Player and then any page on your website that you want, you can use SureMembers for courses in a very streamlined, lightweight, and easy to implement way. There's a lot that you can do with ShRemembers. I've only scratched the surface, but I hope that this was helpful in your setup. If you have any questions or video content that you'd like to request as it pertains to ShRemembers, please let me know. I want to make sure that I'm creating the type of content that all of you are interested in seeing, something that's going to be helpful to you. But that'll do it for this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.